Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Destiny, and welcome back to another video in the front end section of the Django React chat application. In this one, we're going to go ahead and start working with getting all the messages that belongs to a particular user via the API. And trust me, you guys are going to enjoy this video. Do make sure to drop a like, consider subscribing, as it really means the world to me. Consider checking out the links in the description below. One of them should actually help you, get better with Django and actually land your first job or start up your own company or do whatever has been your plans to do with programming. That's gonna be it. Let's go ahead and get started. Now I'm gonna open up my code editor as usual, and I'm gonna hop over to the message.js, and we want to import a couple of things. First of all, I want to import from React. I want to import use state and use effect. So we already have this React over here, right? We could just say import React, import use state, import use effect. All right, these are the things that we need to do some things. Okay, and I also want to import, remember the Axios thing that we wrote from way back over 3 months ago. I want to import it, Axios, and also I want to import JWT the code. Hopefully you guys already know what all this are used for by now. And I also want to import, okay, for now we don't need that. We're gonna import it when we need it, so you guys will see it, the reason why we're actually importing it. Okay, but before I go ahead and continue, let me actually make my code look better. Let me indent it so everything stays on the same line and actually look neat. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and let's define the base URL, the base API URL. Okay, I'm just gonna say const, and you can call it whatever you want, but I'm just gonna call my base URL. And what is the base URL for the API? Let's check that out. API / send message. Yeah, that's it. So the send message should not be there. All the way to the end of the slash, just copy this and you want to paste it in here. Okay, so that's the base API. Now the next thing I want to do is go ahead and let's create new states to store the messages that we're going to be getting from the API. So I'm going to say const. So I want to define a variable, and actually it's going to be two. This one is going to be called messages. This one is going to be called set messages. Now I've been explaining this throughout this tutorial, and hopefully you guys are already starting to get a hang of what's going on. Okay, so const messages, you could call this whatever you want. Okay, you could call this one banana, you could call this one milkshake, you could even create more orange, hello. This is a list. It can take multiple parameters or values in here. Yeah, values. Okay, now all this right now will be variables that you can actually call or call, but right now we just need two. Okay, and that two that we need will just be messages and also set messages. Okay, I'm just calling it whatever. And because we want to get an array of objects from the API, we're going to pass in an array in here. Okay, as simple as that. Now that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and let's initialize the Axios that we imported. So I'm going to say Axios should be equal to use Axios, and we actually initialize it. And let's go ahead and get token. So forget get token. Now what we want to do for this one is just go ahead and define a const token, just like this. You can call that one whatever you want. And I'm going to get the token from the local storage. So remember that we actually set a token in the local storage whenever a user tries logging in. We set a token and we called that token auth tokens. Remember? So if for any reason any of this does not make sense, please refer back to the previous videos in this section, and hopefully they will make sense to you by then. And let's go ahead and get the decoded token. I'm just going to call this one decoded, just like this. And we need to pass in JWT the code. And what we want to decode here is the what? The token. As simple as that. Now from here, you can go ahead and start getting things like the user underscore ID. And for that, you're just going to do decoded. Then from over here, okay, that's not it actually. So to get the user ID, we're just going to do, say, decoded dot then user ID, because you guys already know that this is already stored in the local storage JWT token. And you could get things like the username, the history, but we don't need all that. Let's just work with the username. Okay, so after this, now we need a use effect hook to go ahead and actually call the the messages from the API. All right, So what do? Create the use effects like this, and it's going to be an arrow function. This is how it should be. And we need to go ahead and let's run this in a try catch. So if we have an error, then we could know that, yeah, we have an error. So I'm just going to go ahead and log this error here. So whatever this is called, that's what you want to log, all right? To show whatever we get if the code that we're trying to run in the try block doesn't work. Okay, so in here, I'm just going to say axios.get. And remember that when you come over to slash my messages, API slash, this is send messages, my messages /1, then you're going to get all the message related to one user. Okay, it says authentication credentials were not provided. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get it from here, but we need this my messages here. I'm just going to say base URL plus, then I'm going to pass in my messages just like this. Then remember, this one that we're passing here is going to be the user that's logged in, their ID. So in that case, I'm going to use this user ID over here plus the user ID, and you could append it with the slash if you want at the end. If you don't, everything is still going to work fine. Now I'm going to say dot response. So whenever we make a call to this API, we're going to get a response. Now that response, we actually want to see what it is. I'm just going to go ahead and log res. All right. Now let's see what we're getting. This over here, I'm just going to open up my console log and see, I just got nothing. Okay, let me just refresh this again. I'm going to refresh. Let's see what's going on. Okay, there you go. I'm getting some things here. Let's open this up. Config data. Yeah, as you can see, I got this. Yeah, hello Sammy, sending a message using the browser. Yes, so these are all the messages for Destiny. I'm going to log into the admin section and let's see the user that has the ID of number 1. Okay, let's log in. See, it's working perfectly well. This over here that we wrote is working, but firstly, let's see the user that has the ID of 1. That is Destiny. So when you come over to messages, you're going to see that, hey Sammy, sending a message using the browser. Destiny was involved in this message. So yeah, we're going to get these 3 messages. That's why if you take a close look here, you will see that we have actually we're supposed to get 3 of this. How about we just log the res.data? All right, because that's one of the most important things that we need. Res.data, we're just getting one of this, which is the hello Sammy, sending a message using the browser. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and log out, and I'm going to log in again as Destiny. There you go. I'm logged in. Let me make sure to zoom this in so that you guys can actually see. I'm going to come over to the inbox. We're just getting just one message. Let's see. Hello, Sammy, sending a message. That's this one over here. That's this one. What of this one? Why are we not getting this message over here? Receiver is this. We are still supposed to get the hey, Sammy. Oh, yeah, I get it now. I get it. This is not the message detail view, all right? The message detail view is going to return all these messages when we call Destiny and Sammy. It's going to return all the messages that Destiny and Sammy has. Remember when we wrote the API view? I'm even the one that wrote the code and I actually forgot. So what this one is doing is it's going to go ahead and grab all the messages that Destiny have had with each and every one of the users. The most recent message. Let me explain that to you guys. So if for any reason now I add a new message, the user of the message is Destiny, the sender is Destiny. Go back. The sender is Destiny, the receiver is Sammy, and the message is my new message. Now, when I try running the API again, we're going to get the most recent message that Destiny have had with Sammy. Or, you know what, let's go ahead and create wordboard user. I'm just going to speed run that in from over here. I'm going to come over to register and just sign up a new user real quick. This should be username. I'm just going to say Mazat or whatever. Then we register that user. There you go. They're registered. So right now we have that user. We should have that user in the database. Perfect. Now let's add a new message between Destiny and that new user that just got created right now. So Destiny is sending a message to Mazatu, and that's hey Maz or whatever. I'm gonna save this. Now, if we get back here and log in as Destiny again, come over to the inbox, now we should see 2. Do you understand? We're gonna get the most recent message between Destiny and Sammy, which is this one over here is gonna be for Sammy, which is my new message. This is between Destiny and Sammy. This is between Destiny and Mazatsu. Do you understand? This is very straightforward. This is where we will be listing them out here like this. As you can see over here, we need to get the most recent message of the user that we have interacted with and display it over here. All right. So now we are getting the message. All we just need to do is set this whatever message that we get to this variable here, so that when we call this one, we're going to be able to display all the messages. So how do we do this? I'm just going to grab the set message, and remember that when we logged res.data, that was when we started getting all this array of messages. And because we set the use state to receive an array, what we're going to do is we're going to say set message, and we want to pass in the res.data, all the message we are getting from the API to the set message. So right now, when you want to loop through, you should now use this one over here. If we now get down here and log messages, what do you think will happen? Let me refresh this page again. Okay, there you go. Perfect. As you can see, it's now displays this. But do you notice anything? Now, this has gone into an infinite loop. I don't know if that's the right word to use. That's because we need to add a dependency array, or else our code will run forever. Now, when you add this dependency array over here, once our code runs once, it will not run again. Now, whatever you pass in here, your code will keep on running depending on whatever you pass in here. All right. So I don't know, what example should I use? Let's say you wrote a for loop that should iterate over a number, and for every number that it iterates through, you want to run this code. Then let's say you have a variable where or a function. If you can pass in the function variable in here, then whenever there is a new value to the function that you wrote, this code will run. Whenever there's a new value, this code will run. But just leave it empty so that your code run only once. Okay. Refresh one more time. And that's pretty much it. We're almost done. Let's just go ahead and look through the message, and we are done. Nothing else. All right, there you go. Now I'm gonna grab this messages over here, and this is Vanessa Talker. So I'm gonna search for Vanessa. Oh, that's Vanessa Talker. That's this first one over here. Let me arrange this so they stay on one line. Actually, I want all this to be on one line. Okay, one line. So this is someone else, which is William Harris. So I don't need anything from here down. I don't need everything down, because to run a for loop, you just need one message. Delete all this. Let's see. There you go. Perfect. Now let's loop through just the first one. How do you do that? I'm just gonna say, open up 2 curly brackets and say messages.map. So we're using the map function, which is pretty much something like for loop. Okay. And you can pass this in and also pass in index that you can use as the key prop, or we can still use the messages.id as the key prop. All right. So open this up like this. Are you sure we will not get any issue with this? Yeah, I think we will get an issue. Yeah, we will. So you should not open this up. All right. This is enough. Just grab this and put it at the end of the A tag here. Perfect. Now we should now see 2 of those. That's perfect. So let's go ahead and change up everything that we need for their names and pretty much everything. Like the name now should be messages.sender. I think. Okay, we need to actually write a very simple. Let's just say messages.sender.username. This should be sender. Okay. That should be message, not messages. Whatever you pass in here, it should be that message.sender.username. There is still an issue though. Okay, it's not supposed to be 2 curly brackets. I'm already used to Django. Damn. Okay, we are still not getting their names. Don't worry, we're gonna fix that. How about just say message.sender? Let's see. Okay, yeah, we just get, yeah, that's the problem. we are just gonna get this, the ID. Okay, guys, so instead of calling the message.sender.username, remember that we actually passed in things like the sender profile here, which we can now see their full name or their image, right? Yeah. So instead of passing in sender.username, we're actually going to use their full name or whatever, okay? But there is something I want to do first of all. There is something we want to do. Now, actually, if you think about this, how about the last person that sent a message was Destiny? Now, and this is Destiny that's logged in. Does it make sense to actually see Destiny's profile picture here? No. We should still show the last message that was from Destiny, but show the image of whoever they are chatting with. Do you understand what that means? Maybe if you don't understand, let's just go ahead and write the code. Hopefully you guys will understand what's going on. So what we need to do now is this. First of all, for the profile image, let's work with that before we even start working with any other thing else. I'm just gonna say message.sender.id. If it's not equal to the user underscore ID, which means the person that owns this message now is not the logged in person. It's not the logged in user. Do you understand? Please, I want you guys to understand what's going on. See, if the message.sender.id, which is the person that sent the message, if the ID of that sender is not the same ID as the person that's logged in, which is the user ID that we got here, then we want to show this message. And the message that we want to show is, actually not the message. I keep mistaking image for message. Get rid of this. And the image that we want to show will be message.sender_profile, which is this one that we have over here. See, right? Sender profile. You can actually copy that. Dot image. This one that we have over here. Okay? I can copy that and say dot image. Okay? As simple as that. Now, see, we don't have any of these images over here. So let's also grab this and just duplicate it, put it down here. And we're going to say what if the sender.user.id is equal to the user ID, then this time around, I want to show the receiver profile image, but we don't have any profile image here. I think why we don't have a profile image is because of this. If you even try visiting this URL now, there should be an issue with it, right? There should be an issue with it. Let's try, that's not it. Let's try visiting this. I'm going to select this and there you go, as you can see. So it's not going to work. That's because let's open up our backend API. I'm going to open up backend, open up settings, PRJ, and also open up main URLs. Okay, we have these two things over here. But in the settings, do we have static and media root set up? Let's actually look for that. Static underscore URL. There you go. See, we just have static URL set up. We don't have media roots. We don't have all that. Okay, so what I can do real quick is I could just go ahead and also create the media URL. I could say media underscore URL should be equal to the media folder. So there should be a media folder, then there should be this. Okay, and also we need the static roots. Okay, so to better make things easy, I'm just going to go ahead and grab the static root and all that and just paste it into the project so that you guys can actually see everything that we need. All right, so you guys should take a close look at everything that we have over here. You can see that we have static URL, static root, static file there. So just look at all those code. They are pretty much for connecting the static and the media files to the URL and just to map it. Hopefully you guys have been following along with my tutorial. You should know how all this works by now. Now let's go ahead and import OS so that we don't have this issue that we are getting. I'm just going to import OS. All right, and when we get back here, see, this is now everything should be working well. Let's refresh this. I think that doesn't still guarantee that we should have that up and running. Our server is not working. Let's run our server, and we don't even have a media folder yet to actually keep track of all the media files that we are getting. So we should still not see this. Now we need a media. Over here, create a new file, a new folder rather. Then you want to call it media. And in the media folder, you want to add, I'm going to add, let me just search for avatar placeholder. All right, you could use whatever image you want, but I'm just gonna grab an image from the web real quick. I don't know, let's just say this one. It's up to you, the one that you want to use. This is okay, I think. I need something that's more wide. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, that's okay. Grab this, open up the, is this PNG? Actually, we will see it when we get there. I'm going to open up the chat PRJ, and I'm going to open up this. This is way too wide. Open up the media, and I'm just going to put this in here, and let's call it default. So is that expecting? Yeah, it's expecting a default.jpg. And let's just check if this is JPG. Yeah, there you go. It's JPG. I'm going to refresh this. It should still not work. That's because we need to come over to /media /this. Perfect. As you can see, it's working now. So that means, remember all those images that we have over here for the, is it the profiles? No, the users, I think. Everything that they have here should not be working. That should be profiles. I think I'm just making a mistake. That should be profiles. Come over to semi, or everything that they have as image here is working now. That's perfect. Okay. So I think let's get back here and refresh and see what we have, if this is working now. Okay, there you go. It's working. That's perfect. Now, one more thing that I want to do is this. Let me hop over real quick to the views py for the back end, to where we have the define the register class register. This one over here. I'm gonna tweak this later to actually show you guys something. Whenever we create okay, what is the best way to do this actually? Let me get over to the models, and this one over here. How about we override the save method here? Do you think that would make any sense? Or here? Yes, let's try doing that. I'm going to override the save method, define save, and you could pass in self in here. If you want, you could pass in the args and keyword args. Self should do for me. And I'm just going to say super.save. Okay, let's pass in args and keyword args here. I'm going to say args and keyword args. And I'm just going to pass those same things in here. Okay, but without this. And I'm going to pass in profile in here. Okay. Now, I want to say something. If self.full_name is equal to empty string, or self.full_name is equal to none, which means the full name is blank. Now, I want to say self.fullName should be equal to self.user.username. Do you understand what's going on here? So if the full name is blank, populates the username into the full name field. Do you understand? It's as simple as that. Now let's resave our model to see if everything actually works as we expect. I'm just gonna hop real quick back to the profiles and to Destiny. Destiny don't actually have a full name. And as you can see, this full name is required, the bio is required, the image is required. So that means we will not even be able to save this. It will say, hey, you need to put in your full name and all this stuff. So how about we just make the full name and this and the image to not be required. So I'm going to say null should, I think we have an issue here. So null should be true, blank should be true. All right. Now for that, it's obvious that we need to run Python manage.py, make migrations. I don't know if you guys are following along with what's going on here. We're just trying to make sure that whenever a user creates an account, they have a full name and also the image is working. So to actually make our React application even work better, that's pretty much what we're trying to do here. All right. I told you guys that we're going to handle most of this when we start working with the React, just to not overwhelm you when we're working with the Django part of the tutorial. So I run make migrations and migrate, and I'm just going to go ahead and run server again. Okay, run server, and let's get back here, and I'm just going to reload this page one more time, and this should not be required any longer. That's perfect. Let's save this. Okay, it says super object has no attribute save. Yeah, I think there is definitely an issue with the save method there. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so one thing that I noticed is that we can actually just pass in self in here. Okay, passing self in there. Let our server reload again, and let's run our server. Let's refresh this page again. There you go. As you can see, it's not working. You see, now this automatically fills in the full name as Destiny, but if for any reason this is now Destiny Franks, and we save this, and again we try saving this, it will not automatically populate the username again here. It will now leave it empty. Now the same thing applies to this also. When you save, it automatically becomes Sammy, and this one also applies. When you save, it automatically becomes Mazat. Now this is perfect. So that means that if we come over here now and refresh our React, we are done with everything we wanted to do with the Django. If we come over here now and refresh our React, and we actually view all this now, we should now see that here in the sender profile, we now have full name, Destiny Franks, image is now working, ID is there, username is there. This is perfect, guys. That's pretty much everything that we want to do. Okay, so it seems like we are still missing something. So let's actually give Destiny a real profile picture. I'm gonna choose, and I'm gonna look for my images and avatar, and I'm just gonna choose this one and save. So I saved. Now when we come over here and refresh, okay, there you go. This is not working as expected. Destiny is logged in, and we are showing Destiny's image here instead of us to show the other person's image. I don't know if you understand what's going on, right? So let's go ahead and see what's going on here in the messages.js. We checked. Let's actually study the code here and see what's going on. We checked message.sender.id. If it's not equal to the user ID, then we displayed the sender profile image. If message sender ID is equal to the user ID, we display the message receiver profile image. There seems to be a problem with the logic. Yeah, there seems to be a problem with the logic. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so one thing that you will notice is that you can see that we have the sender profile, but we don't have the receiver profile in here. So there must definitely be an issue with the serializer. Let's hop back real quick to the serializer and to the message serializer. Now we have receiver profile, we have sender profile, but it's not showing up. So there is definitely an issue. Message serializer, read only is true, read only is true. For the receiver profile, we pass this in. For the sender profile, we pass this in. So what's going on here? This is all right. Receiver, I think we're actually mixing up the words. Yes, we mixed them up. The I and E. I've actually started mixing that up from beginning, and I don't want to confuse you guys, so I just left it the way it is. It was actually a typographical error, but let's see. Okay, so what's going on here? It says request failed with status code 500. Are we having an API issue? Seems so. Okay, it says the field receiver field was declared on serializer message serializer, but has not been included in the fields option. Actually, I included it there, but I think I need to rerun my server again. I need to rerun my server, right? All right. Okay, now let's reload our React page again. All right. There you go. It's working. Now let's see if it now gets added. All right, the receiver profile is now been added, and that's perfect. As you can see, the receiver of this message is Mazat. This is Mazat's image. Okay, now we just need to get our logic right and know that everything is working as we expect. Okay, so this image here shouldn't be Destiny's image. This should be Mazat's and Sammy's image. And to even make things even more clear, I'm gonna give Sammy another particular image that is not a default one, and let's leave Mazat with the default image. Okay, so now let's look at our logic again, our message.js logic. We said If message.sender.id is not equal to the user ID, what does this mean? This means that if the person that sent the message, the most recent message, is not equal to the user ID, what do we want to do? You know what? I'm going to change this here to receiver profile, and let's change this one to sender profile. Let's see. That's perfect. That's just what we wanted. All right. So understand what's going on. We said if the person that sent the most recent message is not equal to the person that's logged in, and the person that sent the most recent message was Destiny, right? Am I correct? Was it Destiny? Yes, it was Destiny that sent the most recent message when he said, "This is my newest message." See, this one over here, my new message. It was Destiny. See, sender was Destiny. So that means we want to show this people's image. The other people that we're having a conversation with, we want to show their image in there. That's it. Everything is working perfectly well now. I just need to style up the image a little bit. I'm just gonna say style, and I want to say border radius. Yeah, border radius is okay already. I just want to say objects that dash fit, and I'm gonna say cover. Okay, there you go. That's working perfectly well. Now let's also change their names. The name is it's still gonna be the same logic that we have over here. That's what we're still gonna use. I'm just gonna put this down here like this, and let's just make it look good like that. And how do we now? What we now need to do is say message dot receiver profile dot full underscore name. So we just said message dot receiver dot. But why is this showing up this error here? It should be message, right? Or is there an issue? Message dot receiver. What is the problem? Message dot receiver. How is this giving an issue? Maybe I actually am missing something that I can't see. Let me put this in here. Oh boy. So what's going on? Okay, let's wrap this in a parenthesis. Okay, perfect. That's how it should be. So when we already have this here and we just want to write down a text, just wrap it in the parenthesis. Okay, but this should be full name instead of image. Full name. There you go. And we also need to still do the same thing. If message.sender.id is equal to this person, so the user ID, then we say sender underscore profile or full name. There you go, guys. Everything is working perfectly well. Now this one should just be message.message, the actual message itself. But you already know how this is, just one, or we're gonna get an error. There you go. My new message. Hi Max. These were the messages that we got. Now I don't know if you're beginning to understand actually what's going on, because it's starting to make sense now, right? And also one more thing is the time. So for the time, we need to use what's called moments.js. So I'm gonna say import moments. Okay, we don't have it. Let's go ahead and npm install it. So I'm just gonna open up a new tab and I'm gonna say npm install, and I'm gonna call moments. All right, just do that and give it some time to go ahead and install moments. And while that's installing, let's go ahead and just import it. Okay, it's done. I'm gonna say imports moments from moments. See, that's working. Let's close up this new CMD that we just got now, and we need to add in the time. And the time, it all depends on where you want to add yours. I actually do want to add mine. Let's see. We could add it here in the 5, right? See, we got us 5 here. Let's just do the times in there. Let's do the times in there. So what we could do is we could just open up this, and I'm gonna say moments.utc, and I'm gonna open up this and just wrap my message.date just like that. If we do that, let's see what we get. What's going on? It says objects are not valid, React child, blah 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 blah. What's all that? Okay, let me just finish up everything and let's see if we still get in the error, because we still need to format this time the way we want it. Local dot starts dot starts off. So you just want the seconds. Okay, seconds, And we want it to start from now. From now. Perfect. Let's see if that works. All right, there you go. That's working as expected. 31 minutes ago. That's perfect. You could just say text dash white to actually make it look even more better. Okay, that's 1 minute ago. That's pretty much it. Everything is working perfectly well here as expected. I think that's pretty much it for this tutorial. In the next one, we're going to go ahead and start working with the detail page so that when we click on any of this, then we will open up the message to actually show all the text that we've had with that user. This tutorial have got really, really long, and I'm just going to end it off over here. We've actually done a lot. Hopefully you guys understood everything that we did. If for any reason you don't understand one thing that we did over here, please do make sure to drop a message in the comment section below. Check out the links in the description below. One of them should help you become a better programmer. And that's going to be it. Until the next video, mad love. Peace out.